Hi, everyone. I'm Ty Morgan, host of U.S. Farm Report, and excited to join you because in celebration of AFA's 25th anniversary, we are featuring alumni for Alumni in Action. And today's alumni that we're getting to know is Anthony Schreiner. He's the co-products merchandiser for Show Me Ethanol. Anthony, welcome. Just before we get started with our questions, tell us about your journey. How did you get to where you are today?
So I grew up in a small town, Chillicothe, Missouri. My parents ran a small business and we farmed on the side. And as I went through high school, I wasn't really set on a college career, and with some push from my now wife, said, you probably need to make this jump. And about the time that I made that decision, that's what I was going to do, was going to go through the college route. I learned about AFA, and it was presented to me with an opportunity of a scholarship, possibility of doing some networking to get an internship, and then a personal and professional development conference. And those really hit home to me. And I remember walking out of my interview for that scholarship and visiting with a mentor and just said, if I could just get the opportunity to talk with some of these companies through the internship and get the opportunity to go through this conference, that's a bigger value to me than what the scholarship was. And I'll never forget that.
Anthony, when you talk about coming from a small town like Chillicothe, you look at agriculture, it can be overwhelming. There's just so much that agriculture has to offer, so many jobs that you can pursue. So how did AFA really help make maybe some of those connections and secure a network that helped with those internships that ultimately then helped you land your career?
Well, I always liked the grain side of things. And coming out of my first year of college, I thought to myself, if I could do something in the grain industry, and maybe it's just dumping trucks or, scooping boot pits or doing whatever it is, if I could start learning some of that business, that might be a good avenue for me. I always liked the production side of it. I always like to get, dirty and get my hands in the dirt and watch corn and soybeans grow. So that's where I kind of started from it. That type of leadership that I was able to build through those experience just catapulted me through the rest of my career. And whether it's being a grain buyer or a merchandiser or a co-products merchandiser, and now I'm working into the margin side of structure of things and be able to advise some things. All those things, you walk into a room and someone looks up to you, you think, they're looking at me as a leader. Even though I'm a peer, they're looking at me as a leader because either I have the knowledge or I have, the intuition and the experience to find out what information I need, what they're looking for, and give that to them. And to me, that's what really makes leadership today. It's not running a company and it's not, doing things like that. It's the day-to-day things that you can do to set yourself up to be a success and help others set themselves up to be a success. That's what a leader is to me.
Well, Anthony, what a wonderful story and journey to hear from someone who participated in the very first AFA Leaders Conference, really grasped on to some of the opportunities that AFA provided and used that to propel them into such a wonderful career. Anthony, thank you so much for sharing your story. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it too.
Alumni in action as we celebrate AFA's 25th anniversary.